It's day 239 of the Ultimate World Cruise. Come along with us as we explore this stunning city of Stockholm, Sweden. Situated on Sweden's east coast, Stockholm lies on the heart of a stunning archipelago filled with islands and fjords, all linked to the Baltic Sea, offering endless scenic beauty and unforgettable vistas around every corner. Join us for 2 unforgettable days in Stockholm. Cruise the stunning archipelago, explore the historic old town, visit royal palaces and iconic museums, and of course, taste local wine and beer. It's 5:30 in the morning and we're coming into Stockholm, Sweden, and we woke up to the most breathtaking view we could have ever imagined. And we're taking some video, but we had no idea there was like islands all over the place and houses on these islands, and it's just incredible. It's absolutely breathtaking. And it's calm. We're like creeping in. I think the captain's going as slow as he can, and he's not even leaving a wake. It's amazing. It's so quiet. Small lighthouses right here. The water is so calm. It's like a mirror. Grab some coffee on the way out, but literally no one's up yet. They're missing it. Like places like this you can only see from a boat or ship. So pretty. Like in these little coves, there's some really nice houses with docks and boats. The sea is incredibly calm as Stockholm's archipelago unfolded in the soft morning light, hundreds of islands scattering across the water. The stillness is almost surreal, with the water reflecting the pale blue sky like a perfect mirror. We've seen these massive Baltic ferries in other ports, perfect for Scandinavians crossing cars to explore Europe. Now in August vacation season, many Swedes are heading south, and these ferries make travel super convenient. That's an amazing fountain. This is a neat area right here. Look at it. He likes the wakes. Probably waits till a ship comes in. The commuter ferry is a perfect way to reach the city, conveniently positioned next to our ship and offering a smooth, scenic trip into town. We took a detour to a residential area before heading into the city. The ferry ride through narrow channels revealed charming homes along the shore, all neat and tidy, like stepping into a Scandinavian lifestyle magazine. Like right over here, we're seeing a ski lift.
Oh, really?
Right here in the backdrop of the city is snow skiing.
Oh, yeah.
Unreal. So you can get a day pass for the boats. It's a boat transfer, and then you can jump on and you can take these boat transfers.
It's almost like a sightseeing tour.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very cool. So anyway, from the cruise port terminal, get the boat, and it'll take you to the old town. But you can get off at other stops too. You buy the day pass, which was about $12 per person per senior
For a day.
for the whole day. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, over to our left, like right there, you can see the top of the ship, cruise ship. We just kind of came around on this canal. The canal whips all around the city. It creates an unbelievable water promenades everywhere, like over there, everywhere. The whole entire city is surrounded by promenades. The apartments all have a beautiful water view. This boat is like a bus. They're going all around and stopping. Probably the locals for work and stuff, they commute by this thing. And now you can get a better view of the ski lift. After soaking in the quiet neighborhood views, the ferry is now looping back past our ship, heading towards the city. With each passing minute, the skyline becomes more stunning, offering better views as we cross the waterway into the city. While we're going by an amusement park, like this boat transfer is it's a tour in and of itself.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah, I can ride on this thing for all day long.
Yeah. Passing the amusement park, we can hear laughter and excited screams from the rides. Stockholm's amusement park looks like a hub of fun and excitement, a lively spot. Oh, look how high they are. I bet it drops. Does it drop?
Not this spin. What a beautiful city, huh?
I think we should come back here.
Stockholm, huh?
Yeah, I already think we should come back here next August. Stay a week. There's a lot here to explore. As we get closer to the city, I'm even more impressed. We're passing the amusement area, which we plan to explore fully tomorrow. So make sure you stay with us for that. There is so much to see and do in Stockholm, and we'll be trying to cover as much as possible. And you'll be right there with us. The promenade looks stunning. It's lined with tour boats and surrounded by gorgeous buildings. On the other side, I can already spot the Old Town, which is where we're headed today. The city is just getting more and more impressive as we approach, and we're excited to explore every corner of it with you. Well, we got off the boat and now we're heading to the Old Town. There's all kinds of sightseeing boats everywhere. Looks like a fun one. They're changing of the guard to a... right there. I like their uniforms. Very nice. Waiting for the sun. Didn't it rain? No umbrellas. I swear to God. Yesterday I took umbrellas and it didn't rain. Just as we were hitting our stride, the sun slipped behind the clouds and a light drizzle quickly turned into an unexpected rain, catching us off guard, but adding to the adventure. The square with a Nobel Prize building is a hot spot in Stockholm, but the rain intensified just as we arrived. Lunch was a perfect solution. Zarko with a beer and me enjoying Swedish meatballs, hoping the rain would ease up. We decided to take a little break here in the square of the Old Town for lunch and a drink because it started to rain, and we ordered some authentic Swedish meatballs, and Zarko ordered authentic pork tenderloin.
I'm not sure.
Medallions.
We're not sure how authentic it is.
Well, it's made here and cooked here in Sweden.
Yeah.
So it's really a neat area right here. We're looking at the Nobel Prize Museum, and we're gonna explore after it stops raining and we take a break. What's your order? Is it Swedish beer?
That's 21.
Oh, Fat 21. Is it good? IPA?
No,
IPA?
no, it's a lager.
Lager. Okay, this is authentic Swedish meatballs. Not at IKEA. This is the real deal. And Zarko got this Swedish style pork tenderloin, pork medallions. Looks pretty good, Zarko.
It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah. The rain finally let up after lunch, so we can explore Stockholm's old town. Though not as ancient as others, its nostalgic vibe and interesting architecture drew us in. We're strolling the streets, ducking into charming little shops along the way. I like it. It's nice. Extremely nice. There's a lot of different areas in town you can see too. You have the old town, you've got museums, you've got the waterfront. It's not an inexpensive place. Look at that neat round dormer thing. That's really cool. We're one block off the main walking street, and it's so medieval back here, and it's peaceful, and we're hearing lightning and thunder in the background. The rain is intensifying, and without an umbrella, we're getting absolutely soaked. So the one time we didn't bring our umbrellas, it rains. And when I bring the umbrella, it never rains. I mean, I just didn't want to haul them around, and it's raining. That's very cool. This is super nice. And it's a very bikeable city, too. Our first idea was to rent bikes, but not in this weather. Seeking shelter, we're heading to the Presidential Palace, a great place to explore on a rainy day. So we're in the Royal Palace. We just went through the Treasury, which was incredible. It's still a working palace. They still use it. The king and queen still live here. It's their residence. It's like a huge cloak and hat. I can't wait to read what it is. The palace itself is absolutely gorgeous. This light, for example. And then when you look up, the ceilings are beautiful. The walls. Look at this grand staircase with the light. It's unbelievable. Stockholm's Royal Palace, with over 600 rooms and 11 floors, is massive. It's interesting that Sweden, a pioneer in free speech, still holds on to its monarchy, and this is their historic palace. Inside, endless glass cases hold priceless treasures, gold, ivory, and so much more. Every piece is stunning, like walking through centuries of history, with each display more impressive than the last. Okay, this room is going to totally blow your mind. Jeez. Take a look at the ceiling. Chandeliers are gorgeous. The tapestries. The ceiling was carved in the 1700s. I love that it's 3D like that. with paintings. Whoa, look at this. Holy cow. It's overwhelming. You step into this hallway and you're kind of blown away. The detail on the ceilings, the walls. This is one of Europe's largest palaces, and by far the most impressive I've seen. My jaw is dropping at the long hallway. Every detail from the ceilings to the floors. It's breathtaking. Quite the throne, huh? Look at his crown. They're holding a crown. You can see where power would go to your head sitting in that. 16th century chest where the crown jewels were stored until 1732. Wow, that's impressive. Stay tuned, because the best is yet to come. Tomorrow brings sunshine and an exciting adventure. After that incredible palace tour, we're now on the ferry, heading back for dinner and a relaxing evening. Don't miss what we've got planned for tomorrow. Good morning. It's our second day, and the ferry views are simply stunning. These ferries run like buses, crisscrossing everywhere. I'd love to just spend the day riding one and taking it all in. Strolling along the waterfront promenade, we're passing old buildings, boats, and turboats, enjoying the bay views while heading towards the museum district. The city's energy and charm are everywhere. You can take tours if you're dining cruises. You can go for dinner and cruise the archipelago, but it's gorgeous. I would love to come back and stay in one of those inns on the water.
That's all. So here's Stockholm.
Oh, Stockholm right here. Oh yeah, we came. We don't know how we came, but this tells you how big it is. From here all the way over to there.
I think that's the channel where we are.
I don't know.
Where? We're here. I think we're right here.
Oh.
Yeah, this way it dropped us. Actually, the ship is parked right here. The ship is parked right here. So we took the boat from here to right here. With the ship, we came.
It took us like 4 hours, but that tells you how far, how spread out it is, all the way out to get to the sea.
Yeah, like it.
If you didn't come in by cruise ship like we did, you would definitely want to take one of these tours through the archipelago. And that's what these people are doing. They're filling it, and they're gonna. Looks like you can book it or have it pre-booked.
3 hours.
3 hours with a brunch, and it's about $60.
Not bad.
The cruise ship is
Okay.
just in the distance. But we're on an island right now, across from it.
Well, I guess.
Yeah, it's neat. They have all these docks set up, and then they have restaurants out on them. It's really neat. I like this one. Sip and cruise. You can sip wine and cruise. Look how fancy that is. Stockholm is such an incredible city. I'm not sure if the rest of Sweden is like this, but everything here is just remarkable. The cleanliness and how well maintained the streets and buildings are truly stands out. It feels like every corner of the city is taken care of, and there's a real sense of pride in this upkeep. The overall vibe just makes it a fantastic place to explore. Okay, now we're going to cross the bridge over onto the island, another island. Look at those beautiful swans down there. They sure like this area. The city is spread across various islands, with bridges seamlessly connecting each unique area. And we just crossed the bridge, and this is the island that we're on right now. We're not sure how to pronounce it, but this is where we're gonna see these museums we're going to. Right here. This is the island. Right here.
Right now we have probably right here.
Yeah, and we want to go to this. We're gonna go to the Viking Museum.
And then you have
This other museum too.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of stuff right here.
Oh yeah, throughout this whole park.
Yeah, the whole park.
Maybe we need to rent bikes. It's a lot to walk.
Yeah.
Come along with us. Let's figure out what we're going to see. But there's a lot to do here. We're about to discover what it's like to live in Sweden, and the Nordic Museum, highly recommended, is the ideal place to start. So let's head inside and see what makes this place so special. This museum brings Sweden's cultural history to life. As we stroll through the exhibits, we're discovering traditional Swedish clothing, intricate folk art, and antique furniture, each piece offering a glimpse into the country's past and how life used to be here. For me, the most fascinating part was seeing the displays of different foods they eat. The realistic table settings, complete with what looks like actual food, is so lifelike, I almost feel like sitting down to join in. I've always been intrigued by the lifestyle of people in the places we visit. The museum's replica of homes from the 1940s is like a window into the past. This part of the museum is captivating my attention. It's one of the highlights of my visit. I would have loved to have stayed there longer, but time is limited. With so many museums to choose from, the Vasa Museum is our top priority, and it's an absolute must-see. We're in the Vasa Museum, and this boat was preserved under the water because of the brackish water, and this is not a replica. This is the real deal. This 17th century warship sank just minutes into its maiden voyage. It was lying on the sea floor for centuries before being salvaged. Today, it's a beautifully breathtaking preserved piece of history. Look where they lived. Just sitting there. It's unbelievable. I can't get over it. It's just, you don't think about them having carvings on it like that. Standing beside it, you can't help but be in awe of the craftsmanship and the intricate carvings. Details you wouldn't expect to see on a warship, making it all that more impressive. So originally, everything was painted in colors. It was very bright and colorful, which I can only imagine. I'm awestruck now with it just not having any color, but can you imagine? So here they're showing all the different carvings on the ship, but what it would have looked like if it was painted. Oh man, just all the different carvings. Admiring the ship from multi-level platforms, walking underneath, or observing from the above, each view gives us a new appreciation of its impressive scale and its detail. So they brought it up in 1961, and right after that, all the bolts started rusting, so they had to replace absolutely every single bolt. Everyone's been replaced. I wonder how long it took to build these ships. Those are different kind of geese, huh? Oh, they're different. Look at their faces. Surrounding the museums, the area is beautiful and peaceful. There's too many museums to visit in one day, so our next pick is the Viking Museum. The added bonus is a restaurant conveniently located right at the entrance. Yeah, there you go. That's what we want, the Viking. The Viking Museum and the Viking restaurant.
Here's the Viking lady.
St. Eric's. It's called St. Eric's.
That's on Eric's.
St. Eric's.
Okay. It's better than the Fat 21.
Oh, really? Okay, let me get the video. Audio. Yes, we're having Swedish meatballs. They always bring it with, like, they don't have cranberry sauce, but it kind of tastes. These berries are delicious. They explode in your mouth and create this nice flavor. And they always come with the cucumber and the sauce. It's delicious. But this is the Viking Museum's restaurant, so we'll see how the Vikings cook.
The Vikings, they got small heads.
Yes, they did. Well, we just entered the Viking Museum, and it gives you the entire history of from 740 all the way to 1080. And you can see the progression of the Vikings. They started out with trade and mercantile. I love their museums. They do a really good job on the museums.
What is this?
They keep it interesting and not boring. So many museums I've been to where they're boring, you know? I mean, look at this.
Housewife warrior.
Yeah. Oh, this shows you how they do wax figures. Amazing. They can take a skull and make a person look exactly like they used to. Are they actors? Are they actors? Yep. They ate close to what we ate. Porridge, bread. The Viking Museum is offering a surprising glimpse into Sweden's Viking past, showcasing them as warriors, traders, and explorers. Well, we're having a great day. Just spending the day at museums, walking along the waterfront. I was telling Zarko, it feels like a completely different port because today is sunny and yesterday it was cold and dreary and rainy. Well, after the Viking Museum, we decided to just enjoy the nice weather and walk around. And that's what we're doing.
Oh.
But there's all kinds of hidden little restaurants and things around this city. I mean, look at that dog down there. You can sit down there. We are just leaving Stockholm after 2 days, and oh my gosh, what an incredible city. We had so much fun. There's so many more things we could be doing here. Well, you can't beat a Silhouette with a nice glass of Pinot Grigio and a view like this. There's 30,000 islands in Sweden. Incredible. 30,000. Whoever.
Around Stockholm.
Around Stockholm?
Yes.
Whoever thought, huh?
Was it Sweden or Stockholm?
Out of Sweden. Okay, we're getting set up. We're getting set up to do some amazing videos of this beautiful sailing out of Stockholm.
Wow.
And as you can see, there's homes on all these islands, and we're close, so we can just kind of peek at everybody's homes and restaurants and
I see what they have for dinner.
gosh, and hotels, and it just gives you an idea that we can come back and island hop, which I think would be a lot of fun. We brought these Canon stabilizer binoculars with us, and it's unbelievable. It's a game changer. I mean, we had them on our safari and off the deck. There, once you look at what you're looking at, you push this button, and it makes everything completely stable, so you can see way out there, and it's right in front of your eyes, and it's completely stable. It makes a game changer out of the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's an incredible thing. So if you go on like any kind of boating or whatever, these are the best binoculars on the market. But I mean, when I look through these, like what I'm seeing is right in front of my eyes, and I push the button and it makes it stable so you can see. This is how people get from point A to point B, how they get from their island homes to another island or the mainland or whatever. So anyway, this is one of the pluses of having a balcony, is being able to, when we're going in places like this, where you can truly see what's going on. And like when we were coming into the fjords, it took like 4 hours to get out to the sea.
It's going to take 12 there now.
Yeah, so look, you're talking a huge fjord.
30,000 islands.
30,000 islands. Okay, what we can't hardly believe, we can't get over the fact that people are building homes on these little tiny rock islands. Like, we have to look it up, but we're not sure if they're buying the island or they buy a plot on the island and then they build their houses, but it's incredibly private and you can only get there by their private boats. And they're everywhere. It's shocking. This is day 239 out of 274 days. And
It's almost over.
it's kind of almost over, but we've had our ups and downs, like we're starting to get burned out, but then today was just so amazing, so absolutely incredible. It kind of re-energized us totally. Tomorrow we're going to be in Visby, a Swedish island, right? A Swedish island?
Yeah.
And they're having a medieval festival. They have it one week out of the year in their annual festival, and they're having it tomorrow. So when we get there, there'll be all kinds of cool things going on. So stay tuned for our next episode of Visby and the medieval festival. Should be really fun.